Welcome to Rock Club's record album review of U2 Unforgettable Fire. My name is Kevin Z, and I'm a lifelong musician and music fan. I'd like to think I've gained some musical wisdom over my 50 years of listening to, performing, and studying music from among my many favorite artists. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my Rock Club channel, as I intend to review another monumental album each week. I grew up with classic rock bands like Led Zeppelin, Boston, and Kiss. I watched as new wave bands like Duran Duran hit big on MTV and television shows like Friday Night Videos. I witnessed the evolution of 80s alternative rock and hair metal and the rise of grunge. I'll give you my perspective on epic albums spanning across these years. I hope I can pass some of this knowledge along to my daughters, Sky and Ava, whose playlists include tunes from my album collection and from my first generation iPod here. Also folks from work who heard my playlists and they commented how today's music has changed so much and how Generation Z could benefit from my knowledge of these great artists and bands. So I'm reviewing albums in their formatted order as they were originally intended to be listened to. So keep in mind, these are my opinions, and feel free to comment, agree, or disagree. So let's begin. Music is a snapshot in time. Revisiting your favorite music can be an amazing experience in that it can bring vivid memories back to mind. When I put U2 The Unforgettable Fire on my turntable, I am immediately transported to the winter of 1984-85. I'm driving down the snowy roads of Medina, Minnesota in my 1975 Chevy Monza on my way to pick up a friend and head to high school. I'm feeling a chill, even though I'm wearing layers, including an Argyle sweater and a big trench coat. I'm feeling a chill because my white vinyl bucket car seat hasn't quite warmed up yet. The heater in my car is cranked all the way up, and yet I have the window open a bit, smoking a Marlboro Light and exhaling slowly. I'm waiting at the end of Greta's long pine tree lined driveway because my car will get stuck if I try and drive through the foot of fresh snow to her front door. As usual, Greta is running late and we're going to be tardy again to our first class, but I don't mind because I'm listening to the cassette of U2 The Unforgettable Fire, and I'm mesmerized by its amazing sound. Released October 1st, 1984, The Unforgettable Fire was U2's fourth studio album following the success of their raw and energetic album War. U2 would team up with producers Brian Eno and Daniel Lanois, set up equipment and record in a real Irish castle and create an amazingly ambient album that would light the fire, so to speak, to U2's worldwide popularity. With Bono on lead vocals and guitar, The Edge on guitars, keyboards, and backing vocals, and Adam Clayton on bass guitar, and Larry Mullen Jr. on drums, U2 would create a moody, passionate album that ranks among their best. Track 1, A Sort of Homecoming. The album opens with Larry Mullen Jr.'s hypnotic rhythm drumming pattern. Larry would introduce timbales on the left side of the drum set right next to his hi-hats, and by playing a 16th note pattern on these drums versus the hi-hat, it creates a really cool African tribal feel. The Edge's guitar sound is unique and ambient. I've seen interviews where he prides himself on his various guitar effects, carefully selecting his sounds for each song and sequencing them into his guitar effects rack and pairing with his chosen guitar. Bono's lyrics read like a poem from a famous writer, Jack Frost. Maybe he was channeling him. Track 2, Side 1, Pride in the Name of Love, was the first single released from the album and would become the album's huge radio hit. Bono would write the lyrics about Martin Luther King Jr., a man dedicated to love and to uniting mankind during his lifetime, and sadly, whose life was cut short by an act of violence. Such a great hard-driving song. The Edge has an incredible guitar sound here as well. Bono sings his famous line in the chorus, "In the name of love, what more? In the name of love." Track 3, side 1, Wire, begins with an awesome guitar intro by The Edge. Here he uses delay to a masterful effect. His guitar playing is percussive and hypnotic. If you didn't know it before, you would soon realize on this song the creative genius that is The Edge. Although Bono gets most of the glory, The Edge is the most vital force behind U2's amazing sound. The rhythm section of Larry Mullen Jr. and Adam Clayton lay it down while The Edge really paints the picture. Passionate vocals by Bono and a rapping, rhyming section near the end. It's a great tune. Track 4, side 1, The Unforgettable Fire, is the title track and the second single released off the album. It's a driving tune that is as full and radiant of a soundscape that the band would create, combining amazing guitar effects along with sparkling synthesized effects. This song is an epic masterpiece. A complex Eno and Lanois arrangement with majestic string symphony sounds added in during the bridge and later on throughout to the fade. A truly epic and haunting tune. Track 5, side 1, Promenade, is a lovely ballad. Bono writes his lyrics as if sketching an impressionist painting, providing a start but leaving the listener to fill in parts. The Edge uses his mastery of guitar sound effects to paint his landscape. Larry actually uses brushes on this song to paint his drum parts, so go figure. Side 2 opens with the lush soundscape of 4th of July, featuring an Adam Clayton walk-up bass line and The Edge's hypnotic slide guitar playing. Here Brian Eno does the rest with his effects added. Nice filler piece to begin side 2. Track 2, side 2, Bad, is a fantastic song that would go on to be one of U2's most beloved live songs. I vividly remember them performing this song during Live Aid. Me and a group of friends watched the much anticipated televised concert event live on MTV in 1995, and U2, still young and up and coming, mind you, completely stole the show with their performance of this song, Bad. Watch the Live Aid footage if you can find it, and you will truly see the magic and Bono's amazing mullet. That was the magic that was U2 from that time. Track 3, side 2, Indian Summer Sky, is a thumping tour de force. Again, in an obvious attempt by Larry Mullen Jr. to avoid the hi-hat, he lays down great tom-tom filled rhythm. Adam Clayton's bass is featured loud and proud and upfront in the mix. Adam has admitted in interviews as being the least talented of the group, but who cares? He got to sleep with Naomi Campbell, and on this song he really shines. Is that him popping the bass strings that I hear? Track 4, side 2, Elvis Presley and America, is a moody sketch of a song that Bono would later admit he wished they spent more time on this song. His train of thought lyrics were rough but create vivid imagery. His melodies are beautiful here. The last song on the album is a beautiful lullaby of sorts entitled MLK, written by Bono, again in honor of Martin Luther King Jr., and sung upon the background of an ambient synthesizer. Good night, sweet prince. U2 The Unforgettable Fire is truly an unforgettable album. With sales of over 4 million copies worldwide, it is the album that would ignite an incredible fire for U2, burning for 40 years from the 80s to today. Thanks for tuning in, and look forward to more Rokk Club record reviews in the near future. Peace.